Hey everyone, it's Talia here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. I have a tiny clear jelly stamper haul to share with you guys, and I also have a couple new plates. So we're gonna demo the new plates. Start with this one. So this is CJS 160, and this plate is called Summer. So there's some tropical trees, there's some summer words on it. I love these florals over here. Text at the top, ice cream. And I'll flip it over because I do like to show. I love the little ice cream cones. Those are really cute. And then the flowers can be layered in different colors. It's all nice and divided so you can see how to use it. So that looks like a fun plate. And then we also have number 165, which is called Summer Never Ends. I think this is the plate I'm gonna demo for you guys. So a lot of beach vibes on it. I love this kind of texture at the top there too. I think we can create a really fun scene with this one. So I think this is the one that I'm going to demo for you guys. And then I also needed to restock some things. All three of the clear jelly stampers that they offer right here. Because I use these for content, I like them to look nice in videos. This is the Big Bling. I love using the Big Bling stamper for images that are really large, or if your clients have larger nail beds, it works really well for that. But for precision stamping, I don't love this one. You definitely can line up smaller images with it. I just don't prefer it. So I like this one for stamping big images. Then we also have the Baby Bling here. And they all come with little scrapers too. Back in the day when I first started using CJS, it took me a long time to realize that, but they all come with scrapers as well. This is the Baby Bling. So compared to the Big Bling, it is quite a bit smaller. This one is the same size as the big head on the double-ended one. But just in its own little version. So if you're looking to get like any of them and maybe you have smaller nail beds or anything, this would probably be the one that I recommend. This is good for all over stamping on the nail bed if you've got shorter nails. It's also really good for precision stamping too. And then this one is my absolute favorite stamper. Like, they're all great, but this one is the one that I personally get the most use out of. Because it's got this smaller end that I just think is fantastic for precision stamping. So it's got really just everything that you need in it. Unless you have longer nails, then you're gonna want something like this for stamping like full images. But if you're just doing precision stamping, this is the one that I tend to reach for. It's got the smaller end on this side here, and it is just teeny tiny. So perfect for just getting a little tiny precision in there. And then we've got the medium size head on this side, which like I had mentioned is the same size as the Baby Bling. So there is kind of a rundown of their stampers in case you were kind of curious or what ones I recommend. These two are probably my most used, and this way you have all of the different heads for stamping too, but great stampers. And then we have our 3 new scrapers, which is also great because mine are getting kind of mucked up too. So I grabbed some of these replacement tips. I was just running low on my really long stiletto ones, and I like to use these for demo videos for you guys if I have a lot of stamping to do, because it's a little bit easier to stamp on these on the clear jelly stamper stand than on my fake hands, because my fake hands, the tips tend to move around a lot if I'm doing a ton of stamping on one image. Plus I really like these. They kind of just display the colors and the image is really nice. So I wanted to replace them because I was running low on them. And then the last thing that I grabbed is a new clear jelly stamper mat. I've been using these a lot for when I work on people, but mostly for video filming, because it's protecting my work surface as I'm stamping when I'm filming for you guys. And they have 2 different options for their stamping mats. This one is the Leslie. I can tell the image on it is just like a little bit bigger. You guys know how much I love swirls and all of that. It does have some of the nail designs on here. So I'm going to keep this in the background for when we do stamping today. So I looked at these yesterday because I'm like, I want to gather some ideas in my mind as to what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it as like a demo that I have been doing for you guys, where I walk you through my thought process. I'm getting some really good feedback on that, and you guys like to kind of see that. I think I just want to come up with like either a pool or a beach image. So let me grab some polished colors, let me gather some ideas, and I will be right back. Okay guys, so as I'm looking for colors and stuff, I'm kind of visualizing in my mind what I want these nails to be. There's a lot of great images on this plate to create like a beach scene is kind of what I'm thinking. So that's my initial thought in my mind as to what we're gonna do. On these two nails, I want them to look like an ocean nail or like a swimming pool type of nail. And then I'm going to put this little girl on here who's like floating. I really like that. I think she would look great floating like in water. This one, I'm going to make it look like it's like half ocean and half beach. This one, I'm gonna make it look like an entire ocean. Same thing with this one, I'm gonna go half ocean, half beach. And then this one will be all beach, is my thinking of it. That's kind of what the thought process is in my mind right now. And I'm visualizing what I'm doing. I just hope it turns out. And I feel like that's just how I roll when it comes to nail designs. So I pulled some Cocoa and Claire gel polishes. This one here is number 68. It's called Echo Park. I also pulled this really fantastic glitter. So pretty. I love using these type of shades if I'm going to do like beach nails. So this is number 48. And then I grabbed this one, number 88, which is called Sparkling Nude. And if you're looking for a beach nude, I think this is it. You guys have actually seen this demoed in a video before too. So that's kind of my plan. And I want to make this blue look see-through. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Let's start with that first. You can use the Cocoa and Claire Strong for this too, if that's all you have in your collection as well. Or you can just use some clear gel. So I'm just going to use some clear gel because I have it here and it's ready to go. And I'm just gonna put a little bit on my sheet of paper here. And you can buy gels that are already see-through like this, or you can just make your own, which is what I'm gonna do here. And then I'm just gonna put a little bit of the blue in there. And then you're just gonna mix it around. And this is gonna make like a clear kind of gel polish. Okay, so when it comes to transferring this to the nail, you can either use like your brush that your gel polish came with, which is what I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna wipe this off. But I really like how it's kind of marbling there. Like the clear is kind of separating away from the gel polish. I'm really liking how that looks. So let's do that for this finger. Okay, so we're just gonna pick up some of our clear here and get it down on our nail. The nice thing about this is like you don't have to be perfect with it, which I love art that's like that. I almost wouldn't mind if this was a little bit of a darker blue too. I think I'm gonna grab a darker blue and kind of marble it. 124, it's called Anna. I believe it came out in like a winter collection. And it's kind of like just a darker medium blue, but it's got a slight sparkle to it. I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit of this and just kind of drag it through. And we're gonna marble it here right away too. So we'll just leave that be for now. The nice thing about these gel polish heads is you can easily do the marbling and the work right here with it. Yeah, there we go. See, that's getting us some depth here, which I really like that. I like the slight sparkle finish that's going on in here as well. Like the color choices. Because I mixed it with some of my clear gel, it's a little bit thicker to apply than like say a normal just gel polish would be as well. Just grabbed a little brush. This is just one that you can get from Clear Jelly Stamper too. And I just want this for my cuticle because of how thick my gel is. I'm finding it difficult to kind of get near the cuticle. But I mean, if it looks clear near the cuticle, that's okay too, because then it just looks a little bit more oceany. You don't want to play around with marbling too much, but I tend to just to like get the look I'm going for. You can also go in and add more clear right on top, and that's going to give a little bit more of that definition too. Because we're going to use loose glitter, we're going to do my like embedding thing that I do with my gel polish. You guys have seen it in a couple of videos now. I don't want like too much, I just want a little bit. Again, once we get our clear layer on, these are really just gonna poke through. Usually if I'm working with hard gels and I'm embedding all of this, I would just drop it on however I want because my clear is going to cover up any of those kind of lumps and bumps. But when you're working with gel polish, you don't wanna make it too thick because you can't really cover it up. And then Mylar is great for ocean nails, because it kind of looks like glass. Oh, that was a big chunk. See if I can find some smaller chunks here. But it doesn't lay super flat, so Okay. And as per always, whenever we're embedding glitters, I always say don't judge until you get your top gel on. I'm going to just do my strong layer now. So with this, we're kind of embedding this glitter. So I do want to do my thin coat down, and my thin coat down kind of just acts as like a slip layer for the bigger bead that I'm going to take. This also allows us to be able to finish file any sort of lumps and bumps that we're likely going to get from using the loose glitter. Okay, so, and I don't take like a huge bead. I've had a couple of people ask, like, does it make it quite a bit thicker? As long as you don't grab like a huge bead, it really doesn't make it too much thicker. Just make sure that it's kind of smooth. That's why I'm kind of turning the nails. I'm looking for any kind of lumps and bumps. You can also flip your hand upside down, and that will get rid of any lumps and bumps too and make the gel pool to the middle. I will buff and file this so that I can stamp on top of it, because I do prefer stamping on either a finished filed surface or a matte surface. You can definitely stamp on top of a clear surface like this. You would just remove the dispersion layer. Just sometimes I find with gel polish it can make it smear a little bit when you're stamping, which is why generally for these videos I like to do it over top of matte or a finished filed nail. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at this now, and these are bigger palettes, my pointer and my middle finger here. So I'm almost thinking I might do like my beach scene on these instead. Yeah, like I might just do one half and half and then one full beach, and then make this one my glitter nail. And then that way I can make my glitter nail match my thumbnail. You guys know how I like to do that. So let's do our glitter next. And I am gonna embed some chunky glitters with this glitter too. There's actually some really nice holographic chunkies in this mix already, but I think I can just add a little bit more to it. So we're gonna do one coat, just a thin coat down first, just so I have a little bit of a base layer. And then I'm gonna cure this, and then we're gonna go in with a second layer, and then that's where I'm gonna add my chunkies. So when you guys watch my videos and I mention different products that would be great for beach or vacation nails, such as like loose glitters and stuff, this is kind of what I mean, because I like to embed these type of glitters with a glitter like this for ocean nails. I just think it looks so pretty. Okay, so same thing, we're just gonna drop some glitters in here and create a little bit of that dimension. It's nice because the base is like this turquoise green holographic kind of like fine glitter, and then we're adding some chunkies on it, so it's gonna give it some good dimension. And then just be careful with your Mylars when you're working with gel polish, because yeah, sometimes they're a little bit thicker so they don't lay super flat. We might end up having to buff quite a bit of that out. I think I'll do a different one actually. If I was doing a gel nail, it wouldn't be an issue because I'm working with a thicker coat on top, so you wouldn't really notice if the Mylar kind of stood up a bit. But when you're working with gel polish, you're not gonna have that super thick coat. We're definitely gonna have to file this one though. There's a lot of chunkiness going on here. You can see just with how the gel lays, there's a lot of lumpies and bumpies. Make sure you've got all of that glitter kind of embedded there. Okay, so once we get that strong layer down, then you can see all the depth of that glitter kind of poking through. So I'm going to finish file these ones off camera and then come back for when we do the stamping on it, but let's do these nails too. So we're gonna create beach scenes on a beach scene on this one, half water, half beach. So I'm gonna start with the neutral color. That way when I go in with the water on top, I can almost make it look like the water's kind of fading into the beach. And I want it to be kind of like off to the side. So we're just gonna take our brush and just create our beach kind of off to the side here. And I think I will do it in 2 layers too. This does not have to be perfect at all. I'm gonna cure that, and then we'll do the second coat, which is going to make that a little bit brighter too. So for the ocean part, I still have some water left on my tile here. I'm just gonna take this clear jelly stamper brush. It's actually a cleanup brush, but the head of it's really nice for doing nail art. I actually prefer their pink cleanup brush because the head is shorter and a little bit stiffer. So I'm gonna use this one for art instead. So I'm going to just take my brush and I'm just going to lift the gel up, and then I'm just going to place it on the nail here. And then this way it'll kind of marble out a little bit. And when I get the gel where I want, and then I'm going to overlap some of the beach there too. And then I'm just gonna add just a little tiny itsy bitsy little bit of a darker blue, because I feel like in the last one I almost had a little too much with it. So I'm just gonna put some on my little tile here, and then just mix it with a little bit of the clear that I have going on here. I don't want it to be as dark as it was. I'm just gonna take a little bit of my brush just to kind of add a little bit of dimension to this. And then I'm not gonna add any of the glitter with it either. It's actually marbling really nicely on its own. Like, you probably wouldn't even have to do this, but sometimes I like to just see what happens too. I can't promise that this next thing is gonna turn out, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the white, and the white from Coco and Claire is number 49. It's called Frosting. And I just want a little tiny bit along where my beach line is. This white is very, very pigmented, so like a milky white may work better for this as well. Okay, and then in my bowl here, I just have a little bit of soap and some water, and I'm just gonna blow some bubbles in it. And I'm gonna take a little bit of the bubbles and drop it on here. I think this is what she did. It's kind of hard to grab the smaller ones. Oh, there we go, it's totally working. And then I'm gonna cure this once I get all the bubbles where I want them on here. I'm talking and making them all pop. Okay, so cure that. Okay, I'm just gonna remove this dispersion layer. And it does create a little bit of the bump over here. You can kind of see it over here, but I think it popped too soon. I think a milky white would work better for that. The last nail, I'm just going to do the neutral color. And I'm not too sure what stamping I'm gonna do on it yet. I'm tossing around a couple of ideas. Either the drink or just the text. I'm actually liking the idea of just the text, but either way, the background of it is gonna be the neutral color. Have these nails buffed and ready to go for our art on top. I'm just going to put a matte top cloth on top of these two. So when you get a new stamper, I don't find you have to do anything to prep it. I know a lot of people do like to prep their stampers in their own way, but generally I don't find that you need to. The only thing I would recommend doing is just taking one of your stamping pads and just running your head over top of that. And then that way, if there's any like lint or anything on it, it's all gonna come off and it'll be ready to go. That's literally the only thing that I do when I get a new stamper though. Your scraper though, sometimes it's a good idea to just take a little buffer like this one and just kind of buff the sharpness away. I actually never used to do this, but I have a video up where Debbie came to visit me, and I can leave it linked in the description box below, especially for anybody that's kind of struggling with stamping, because she gives a lot of really good tips in that video too. So Anyway, that is one thing that I actually often forget to do. So it is something that you can do with it. Originally, this actually took me a lot of planning out. Originally, I was thinking of using this little girl right here, because for some reason I was thinking it was like a pool float, but which I guess it could be, but I think it's supposed to be like a beach towel. Maybe we'll just pretend it's a pool float because I really wanted to put her on here. And then I'm gonna do the beach days with some greenery on this now. And then on this one, I'm gonna have the little umbrella because I think that that little umbrella is super cute. And then on the pinky and thumb, I may go with Swarovski crystals. I'm just not entirely sure yet. We'll see how I feel when this is all done. So I think I'm gonna do this kind of turquoise color, and I will leave in the description all the colors I end up using on this design as well. So I think this will be, and this one it'll look like it's floating a little bit better too. And then for the outlines, I can use the gold. And then taking off all the excess there with my gloves. Which truthfully, these little like outlines aren't even overly necessary for the towel. You don't have to do them. Because yeah, she definitely fades into the towel a little bit more. And then for her hat and stuff, I'm gonna do it black. So you can definitely change around the colors on here for whatever kind of design you were going for with the girl. So let's pull her off, and then there's a little bit of lineage on the other side I want to pull off as well. And this is where you're just gonna have to take a step back and line everything up. The easiest way with this is to line up where her hat goes. I think I'm gonna do it as a gold umbrella with maybe some turquoise accents, and then that way we're keeping with our turquoise color theme here. I'm gonna use my little tiny stamper for precision stamping for this one. Pick up, remove the things. Okay. And then we'll keep our umbrella right there. Because I have a pearl base, I think I'm gonna use a creamy teal color instead of this kind of pearl one that I used for the towel. Just do your best to line those up too. And for our outline, I'm gonna stick with the black because it'll be really bold. And then I can tie in some of that black text on the pointer nail with this as well. And going to line this up as best that I can. Oh, that's cute. I like that one. I'm gonna do the kind of palm leaves next, and I'm just gonna keep with the turquoise theme. So I feel like palm leaves are not necessarily these turquoise colors, but it's okay. And I just want to have them as a little bit of accents, just kind of at the tip of the nail as well as like the cuticle, but I need to make sure that I'm leaving enough room for it to say beach days. We can always go in and add a little bit more of our palm leaves after we have these stamped too. There we go. And we've got a little bit of greenery over here that I don't want. So I'm just gonna take some of my micro swabs with a little bit of acetone on it. And I don't want it fully soaked in acetone, so I'm just gonna drop a little bit on here just so it's not super wet, because if it's super, super wet, it can run and then we could lose some of the other design that we don't want to lose. Okay, so for the beach days, sticking with kind of our gold and black theme, make sure you remove all of this because it's going to stamp on the nail. And put it down. And you could even do both of them in black too. That would look great as well. Days. And I actually think I have enough palm leaves going on here that I don't need to change any of it. So let's just take a look at these as a whole. I actually really like how these turned out. I love theme nails. You guys know this. I really like the look of this sparkly nude matte. you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some ideas of maybe how to use these beach themed plates. I love doing vacation nails. I love doing beach type of nails. I think it's so fun to incorporate some glitters with different turquoises, and I love creating like a water effect too. I want to put together a really interesting like stamping video for you guys, and so I would really appreciate it if you guys could comment below and let me know what stamping plate you want to see featured in this particular video, because it's going to feature a bunch of different stamping designs, and I want to know maybe which plates you want to see done, or if there's a particular image that you really want to see stamped out. Definitely comment below and let me know. Make sure you're following me on all my social media, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.